Hello. I hope you're all well. Give me 1 second because Steam is updating. But I did just want to hop in because I was tired of waiting. Hello, Ninji. Oh, wait, let me, no. Oh god, how do I word this? Oh, bad timing. Really bad timing. 50. Manually unpinned at the end of stream. There we go. I missed it by like 2 minutes. Yeah, I don't want to know anything else. Someone told me the title and I've already forgotten it intentionally. I don't want to know anything. Like, I don't want to know graphics. I don't want to know what characters may or may not be in it. I don't want to know the name. I think it's going to distract me from the fact that I have a game to fucking finish. So, no one say anything. Like, we're moving on. We're playing a different game. No one say anything. No one give any information. We're moving on. You're all fine. Just like... I don't want us to get stuck on it because I'm not letting us talk about it. Everyone talk about ORV instead. Fun fact, the ORV cover was revealed. Additionally, it is ORV pre-order day. You can now pre-order Volume 1 of ORV. It is 16 US dollars, not counting shipping, 21 Canadian dollars. I'm shilling this shit so hard as I turn down the sound because it's really fucking loud. And I do want to say that I have been told, I've heard through the grapevine, it is being published by, God, what is it? It's, I think, Yen Press. I think it's Yen Press. And I don't want the new Discord overlay. Go away. It's being published by Yen Press, and I have been told that after the first printing, aside from sometimes the first book, a lot of times they won't do any reprints. So if you want a physical copy, because like I want physical copies, if you want physical copies after Volume 1, sometimes if you don't get them at the beginning, you have a really hard time getting them. ORV is like real popular, and I don't know how popular the other ones they've printed are, so there could be more runs of ORV. However, since their track record is like they haven't really done it, if you're interested in having physical copies, I'd recommend getting them pre-order to be safe. But at the same time, it's a book. Like, you'll be able to find the ebook online, like later on, whether you buy it now or not. So don't stress about it. It's just if you want a physical copy, like I do. ORV, here, I'll explain it to you, Sarah. ORV is like, basically it is is it called a progression fantasy? It is, if you know anything like solo leveling, like characters end up in a world where they can like see their video game stats. ORV is a kind of progression fantasy, but it's kind of a commentary on progression fantasy. It has a lot to do with meta-narrative. It's got some interesting philosophy in it. And it is essentially the main character, Kim Dokja, which in the English official translation is going to be stylized as Dokja Kim. I'm not going to call him that. How do I turn off the Discord overlay? It's actually on there. Wait. Turn off new Discord overlay. You guys can't see it, but it's going to drive me nuts because it is just my icon popping up. Anyway, Kim Dokja reads... oh my god. Kim Dokja has read a web novel called Ways to Survive in a Broken World, and he's been reading it for years, and he's on the subway home from work one day, and basically things in that novel start happening in real life. And he uses his knowledge from the novel to survive. Like that, the thing is, ORV is so long that people get caught up in the weeds of explaining it. But that's the basics. That's what you need to know going into it, you know? I know streamer mode is enabled. So that's basically the concept. Guy reads book starts happening. Guy survives. It's very good. I have recommended it for a long time, but where is this? It's at the very bottom, of course it is. the fan translation is sometimes hard for people to read, so I don't want it. I don't want it. It's not working. It's not useful. I don't like the changes. It caused game crashes. There were performance issues. I had a bad experience. I was getting too many notifications or other. I don't want it on. I just don't want it on. Like, why are you asking information about why I'm turning it off? I do not want it on. I'm trying to see if there's just like a button you can use. I can't tell if there's just a button you can use. Anyway, that's ORV. I love it a lot. If you like progression fantasy, if you like... People usually say if you like ORV, you'll like solo leveling. However, I don't know anyone who likes ORV who likes solo leveling. If you like solo leveling, though, you might like ORV. It kind of is the same concept as solo leveling and several things in that genre, because those are progression fantasies, if I'm remembering the term correctly. And it is taking that and making commentary on them. Maybe you won't like it because it makes commentary on them, but I find it super interesting. It's got really interesting characters, great dynamics, and there's something so good about Kim Dokja. He's really like the guy ever. We're all a little bit Kim Dokja. You're welcome. I could talk about it forever, but I'll move on so we can play this video game instead. But yeah, mostly because I can't say too much about ORV before I start feeling like I might get too confusing or too spoily. Like Sarah said, it's one of those things where it's so long, kind of like Homestuck, where because it is so long, if you try to give a full summary, you can't do it. Even for like the first section, you can't do it. So you just got to give the basic setup, and if people are interested in that, I'm sure they'll get into it the rest. Ninji, that is completely understandable. Part of it is because it's so long, I think, but the translations that are available currently are a little bit rough. 80 chapters, I don't even know where you'd be, because there's kind of two ways to count the chapters. If it helps, the book that's coming out is only 242 pages. I'm sure you saw it because I think you sent the link, but it's really that short. There's going to be a lot of these suckers. So me and a friend have been debating, me and a friend have been debating where it cuts off, and we think we have an idea, but we have to reevaluate a little bit based on that 242. We think it's a character introduction, and I think that much smaller 242 pages is going to be a lot easier for people to get into. It also is going to let people reread that section, that portion, until the next volume comes out, because there are a lot of characters. That's probably a reason, Ninji, you were not super into it. At the beginning, you have to meet a bunch of people, and once you meet the core, I'm trying to think of that first arc, maybe 7 or 8. It's a bunch, but it doesn't continue to be that rough. But yeah, it's short. I have 3 big volumes of it in Chinese, and I don't know why I bought that, but I also don't know where it cuts off because it's in Chinese. I don't remember. Okay, maybe later. Oh wait, no. Are we wait, where were we? Where were we? What do we do? Okay, I think we are supposed to be. I do. There was a merch and book box that I got, and it was from China, and it's completely in Chinese. I will send you pictures later because I do love it. I just I can't read it. Should we just... Yeah, I guess. Unfortunately, guys, I don't remember what's happening. Oh, okay, we're basically doing we're doing trial now, I think. I love that for you, Nikki. Don't you speak some French though? That's the thing. I don't speak any Chinese. To the point where I don't know what, Chinese is, very vague, but I straight up have no idea what language it is, more distinctly. I'll have to see if I can, take a Google Translate thing. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure if it's Mandarin or Cantonese. I have no idea. Ninja, you speak Japanese, though. I have nothing in this language is the thing. You both have something. I have nothing. I also own investigations in Japanese, like the video game. I don't speak any Japanese. I gotta stop doing shit like that. I don't remember anyone's names, so we're gonna have to deal. Miss Wen has already uncovered the whole story of the incident. Let's listen to it together.
本记者，请说说你的发现吧。
Miss Wen, please tell us about your findings. I need fewer pretty things. Hey, girl. Deduction. Ting's death wasn't caused by ghosts, nor was it an accident. It was actually, I don't know what her voice is yet. Suicide. Oh boy.
自杀，绝无可能。
Suicide? That's out of the question.
今日是马丁
Today is the pivotal moment for the trial production of Simmons Martin Furnace.
丁将木欣喜此事，绝不
Ting was engrossed in this affair. There's no way he would kill himself today of all days. This case is a lot of... This game so far is like 2 out of 3. Actually, this guy killed himself. Not actually. They're saying he did and then he didn't. It is precisely because of today's importance that he chose to commit suicide.
这是为何？
She says with a little cat smile. Why is that? All these years, Foreman Ting has been obsessed with studying steelmaking technology. He proposed a method that was said to greatly reduce the cost of production. As a result, the Hanyang Ironworks began to receive large orders for steel rails. However, at this crucial moment, several quality problems with the steel rails were exposed. I struggled through that sentence. I'm so sorry.
其实，
Ting shouldn't have carried all the blame. It was mainly due to the high phosphorus content in the coke that was used. To solve this problem, he made a pledge to improve the technique once more. However, each and every trial production ended in failure. In desperation, he had no choice but to turn to superstition and legends. Wow, that was a bad read. I'm so sorry. I'm not doing it again, though. What happened this morning was actually a planned suicide. Or more like a sacrifice. Yeah, all of you are very green.
That's... Could it be that I put too much pressure on him?
That guy smirking in the back is a lot. Tragic. Foreman melts body to iron and steel. National industry less than ideal. This will be the next headline of my news report.
文小姐这么肯定，
Miss Wen,
丁
you
将木
seem
是自杀
absolutely sure that Foreman Ting committed suicide. Do you have evidence?
Of course. I found Foreman Ting's suicide note on the office desk. Did you take it? Wait, hold it right there.
Where's the suicide note? How come we never saw it?
Such precious news material would obviously need to be protected. She took it, girl. Oh.
How could you hide evidence like that?
The thing is, I certainly don't know anything about laws in China at turn of the century. So, damn. Ace Attorney lacked a true, proper journalist character, and that's tragic because this is genre stable. You know what? Good point. There's still time, A7. Put her in space. I was afraid this clue would be lost, so I took it for safekeeping. How could that count as hiding evidence? Girl. How could that count as hiding evidence? I don't know what to tell you, babe.
文小姐，
Miss Wen, would it be possible to let me take a look at that letter?
Ooh, reading. Sure, there's nothing special about it anyway.
多年以来，无非
For many years, I have given my all to try and make good steel.
然而，
Nevertheless, all of my attempts and methods have ended in failure.
看来
It seems that I should follow the example of Gangjiang and Moye.
看来，吾当效法干将莫邪，以无声驯鹿。
Yanjiang. Sorry, I'm try my best over here.
Sacrificing myself to the furnace will surely move the hearts of the gods. The last words of Ting
于平卢车间公事房
Ta Fen, written in the office and furnace of the furnace factory floor. Reading. Yikes.
先生，这是一
Shen,
封绝笔信。
it really is a suicide note.
大人
Your
上面
Honor,
的笔
the
迹
handwriting does
都很
look
像
like
是老丁
Foreman
的。
Ting's.
文记者没有损坏
Miss
证物
Wen, you
吧
didn't damage the evidence, did you? Okay.
Of course not. I kept it exactly the way it was.
既然如此，
Under these
必
circumstances,
须草拟一份公告。
how do you say his name? It's been a week.
既然如此，许恒，你去草拟一份公告。既然如此，许恒，你去草拟。
Shihang? Maybe? Under these circumstances, Shihang, go and draft an announcement.
通告事件
Announce
实
the
录
whole story
以
of
平
this
息流
incident
言
and quell the rumors.
且慢，
Hold on.
这封信有问题。
Something is questionable. Something is questionable about this letter. Exclamation points.
This is just an ordinary letter. What's wrong with it?
信中的细节之处
There's a detail in this letter that conflicts with the existing
难以
evidence.
依。文小姐，
Miss Wen, I shall review this letter one sentence at a time and question the problematic ones.
然后将有疑问的内容与收集到的证物进行
Then
比
I
对
shall compare the questionable content with the evidence we have already collected.
如果找到
If
了
I'm
与
able to find evidence that contradicts the contents of the letter, I shall present it to you. Check out all that red text.
All right, go on then. Okay, I know we just started, but before we get to the
多
inquiry,
年以来，
I am going to run to grab a drink because I didn't do that. So give me 2 minutes and, I don't know, think about steel. And I'll be back. Hello, I'm back. I hit the wrong button. I actually, Ninja, I don't think I've ever seen someone talk about Kay being a journalist. I think it's usually said to like Interpol and PI. That's an interesting one. I've never heard it. You have my attention. Okay. For many years, I've given all my all to try and make good steel.
无论尝试何种方
Nevertheless,
法，
my attempts have ended in
均无法
failure.
成
We already read that.
看来
I should follow the example of Gunja. What evidence do I got? Hold on. I've got a ladle, a shutter level, grayish white powder, silver coins, head cloth, a dusty inkstone implying he hasn't used it, blueprints on the wall. I don't know what I'm supposed to...
如此，
Can I go one at a time?
定能感动上苍。丁大风于平卢车间公事房绝笔。
Maybe we question it right at a time, each at a time. Oh no, I have to come up with something. I've given my all to try and make good steel. Oh shit, I have no idea. All my attempts and methods have ended in failure. Oh fuck, what the fuck is going on? Office of the furnace factory floor. Okay, wait. Oh fuck, Oh, that's not it. It's not relevant at all. I'm sorry. I hit the wrong button. I meant details. Well, we know it's not that. Shit. I really don't know, and I don't know if I don't know because it's been a week. Sorry, I thought one of these said character. I guess not. Fuck. To the furnace.
会办大人，
No, okay, that's not. Oh, we're actually in a lot of trouble. I don't know. I actually have, like, I guess we're using a hint. The signature information on the suicide note has some discrepancies with the actual situation. They...
大人，
那就请
I think we're gonna die. I have no idea what the fuck we're talking about. Like, I don't think I have enough evidence. Did I go in here too early? It shouldn't have let me, right? Sarah, you've played this. I'm not missing something, am I? Is it the dust? Okay, no worries. It's not.
会办大人，
I have no idea. I actually can't. It actually won't let me view this hint. Well, if any of you have any ideas, you can give me an answer. Otherwise, we are going to jail. See river, hold space to show answer. It doesn't look like anything's coming up. Okay. Signature information. I gave my all to try and make good steel. All my attempts and methods have ended in failure. I should follow the example of Ganjiang and Moye. Sacrificing myself to the furnace will surely move the heart of the gods. The last words written, maybe the... Nope. I've got nothing. I've got literally nothing.
You seem hesitant, Mr. Detective. Did the letter move you?
I was just pondering the possibility of this suicide note being forged.
If you consider this to be a fake letter, then you need to show compelling evidence.
Mr. Shen, it's hard to believe your words without any evidence. Your Honor, I personally think that Miss Wang's analysis is reasonable. Making an announcement on these grounds should be enough to calm the panic. Yes, I share that thought.
I already tried that.
Under these circumstances, this matter has been concluded then. Your Honor, that...
Unresolved. Okay. He's waiting for me in the office. It sounds like we... Okay, this is all the evidence. This is literally all the evidence that we have. This is it. This is all I've got. So I've got the ladle, which he fell into. I have the shutter level, which is what opens and closes it. I have this grayish white powder, which is definitely a drug. I've got silver coins. I just don't know where these things should be presented, and we don't have enough. We only have 4 chances. We have these silver coins engraved with that. We have the testimony that he saw Foreman Tang near the steam turbines wearing a headcloth. We have the office desk, which is dusty. And we have blueprints. And that's it. That's all the evidence I've got. And I've done these already. And, okay. I really don't know. I have no idea. I completely don't know. Maybe if we read it again. I've given my all to make good steel. Nevertheless, all my attempts and methods have ended in failure. It seems that I should follow the example of Ganjiang and Moye. Sacrificing myself to the furnace will surely move the hearts of the gods. The last words of Ting Hafen written in the office of the furnace factory floor. So, we could try the outlet shutter level, which implies that someone else was there. But I don't know if that's really what they're looking for. We could also try this, but we don't have what it is yet. Like, I assume this is a drug, but we don't have any evidence it's a drug, so I guess that's not it. We already tried this, I'm pretty sure, but let's try again. Yeah, no. I'm completely at a loss. What am I feel like I'm missing something huge. I'm so glad you're a god. I am clearly not. Maybe I'm gonna see if I can find a... I found a walkthrough. We're gonna look at it. Sorry, I'm just gonna look at it. I'm gonna look at it, okay? It was one before? This one? Sacrificing myself to the gods will move the heart of the gods? Oh. Dusty desk? Oh! But for here, maybe... The way that this entirely... Okay, no it doesn't. I just can't read this walkthrough. Yeah, it is. Okay, got it. Written on the furnace. Okay. That was bad. I don't know why my brain didn't assume he would write the letter on the desk. I think I was just like, he can write that anywhere. Which is true. Like, shit. I guess, like, the fact that it was on the desk would imply that something would be moved. I don't know. Does Miss Wen believe that Formanting... Oh, the inkstone. Okay, yeah. Wrote the suicide note in the office.
This letter was written with a calligraphy brush. It was written on the desk in the office.
That's a good point, yeah. Wow. It's not a good night. Then have you ever paid attention to the inkstone on the office desk?
Inkstone?
This suicide note is indeed written with a calligraphy brush. It also mentions written in the office at the end. However, the only inkstone in the office is dry and has accumulated a layer of dust. Evidently, it has not been used in a long time. There is an evident contradiction. This letter could not have been written at the office.
Ironworks are always dusty, so it's normal for dust to accumulate.
Yet there is barely any dust on the desk, not to mention the shrine is completely spotless. It is thus clear that only the inkstone has not been used in a long time.
Well, what if Formanting carried a brush and ink around with him?
Who in the world would carry an inkstone around? You're being too unreasonable.
Is Mr. Detective going to dismiss this possibility?
Miss Wen, you are welcome to make such an assumption. However, there is one detail on this letter that contradicts the signature. Fuck. That contradicts the signature. What signature? Oh, so maybe written on the desk of? With... I don't know. Like, I don't... Maybe this because it's the just... What? I have no idea what I'm saying, girl. Mr. Shen, you're saying there's something wrong with the creases? I don't understand. Precisely. Miss Wen said that she had specially kept the letter as it was to prevent damaging evidence. Oh! Therefore, Miss Wen was not the one who caused these creases, correct?
That's right. I didn't make those creases.
When you discovered the letter, it was lying flat out on the surface of the office desk, correct?
Yeah, what's the problem?
There are creases on the letter. Usually a letter is folded and I clicked too many times. A letter is folded
so that it is more convenient to carry. If this letter was truly written by Foreman Ting in the office before he committed suicide, why would he go through the trouble of folding it?
Maybe he wrote the letter somewhere else.
But the letter clearly states that it was written in the office of the furnace factory floor.
That's true.
Could it be that the suicide note was forged? That is correct. Someone is trying to cover up the truth of Foreman Ting's death. What? What need is there to cover up Foreman Ting's death? The workers clearly saw him jump into the furnace. Could it be possible that the workers who witnessed the incident are hiding something? Go and bring all the workers who were present at the time of the incident for questioning. Oh god. Yes, sir.
侦探先生，关于绝笔信的问题，你还没有完全说服我。
Mr. Detective, you still haven't completely convinced me about the problem of the suicide note.
我们谁都无法
None of
准
us
确
can
揣测
accurately predict
一个
the
人
state of
临终
mind
前
of a
的心
person
情。
before their death.
丁匠木为方便自己，
It's
而在
also
其他地
possible
方
that
写
Ting
好
wrote the
信，
letter somewhere
然
else,
后放
then
到
left
公
it
司
in the
上。
office.
这个可能性虽低，
Although this is highly unlikely, the possibility does exist.
所谓孤
We
证
should
不
not
立，
make conclusions
仔
based
细
on a
还需
single
结
piece
合
of
其他
evidence.
证据。
Let's discuss it later.
那便将绝笔
Then
信
let's
指示
put
在
the
本
matters of
侦探
suicide
前
note
查
on
一遍
hold and discuss other doubts first.
好，
Fine.
大人，老
Your
赵
Honor,
好
Old Chow and Awu are here.
进来吧。
Come on in.
I still don't know if I'm saying that name right.
你们二人再将早晨的情
The
形
two
复
of you
述
need
一
to
遍。
recall the events of
不
this
遗漏
morning
任何
once
细
more.
节。
Don't omit any details. One sec. I'm just reading something. Okay. I just got a ping and I wasn't sure if it was important. It's a little important, but not like, not really.
一上午都说了很多次了。
One sec. Nope, this is actually important. Okay. We spent all morning saying the same things a bunch of times. Oh, answer his honor's questions properly. Oh. Are they doing a testimony together? I mean, I guess we can do that.
正在浇筑钢锭，
That's fine, we do that all the time. At the time, my master and I were in the middle of casting ingots. I suddenly saw the foreman Tig. He was resting against the railing next to outlet number 2.
阿武提醒我将木
When
在对
Awu
面时，
informed me of what he saw, I noticed that the shutter behind Foreman Ting was open.
项目出现的同
So
时，
the outlet shutter opened at the same time as the appearance of the foreman. I think he probably opened it himself.
然后
Seconds after, Ting suddenly dived forward. Right after that, the ladle exploded.
紧接着
Oh god!
两人刚刚
There's
说
one
好
contradiction within their
存在一处
statement
隐蔽的盲
that
点。
is related to this evidence. Okay.
当时我和师傅正在浇筑钢锭，
I think that's fine.
浇着浇着，我突然看到了橡木，
He was resting against the railing, and that goes missing. He likely opened it himself. Okay, wait.
钢水闸，
It was impossible for
不可能是
Foreman
丁
Ting
匠
to
木自己
open the
打开的。
outlet shutter by himself.
现场
He
绝不
could
只
not
看
have
一
been
人
the only person on site.
为什么？
Why not?
钢水闸的拉杆很
The
长，
lever is very long. To pull it, one must stand on the other side of the molten steel basin.
但是两位工人
However,
看到，
when they saw Ting, they also found the outlet shutter open.
这不是一
This
个
could
人
not
的
be
作
achieved by one person alone.
不
It
不一定
might
是
not
完
have
全
been
同时
completely simultaneous. After all, Wu and I weren't staring at the other side the entire time.
侦探先生，
Mr. Detective, couldn't Formanting just pull open the shutter, then sprint to the ladle?
不可行。
No, he could not, because this was present on site.
Is it this?
我刚才说过，
After Formanting pulled the
丁
lever,
匠木操作
he
拉
must
杆
have
后
stepped over the
必
basin
须
to
跨
reach
过
the
钢
falling
水槽
spot.
才能走到坠炉的位置。可一旦钢水闸打开，
However, once the outlet shutter is opened,
槽中会注满
the
1600
basin will be
度钢
filled
水
with molten
是
steel
根本
at
不用动。
of 1600 degrees Celsius.
I love that the C is in a different font. It's probably because the degree symbol is in a different font, but it's still very funny to me.
A person could not possibly pass through.
That's really not how like coding video games works, I don't think, but like that's kind of the only thing I can come up with because like yeah, like all I can come up with is that like technically that C is part of the quote unquote symbol for the, I don't know if it's a symbol, for the degree sign. This is the degree symbol. It's like a connected item and they're just in a different font and it just looks funny. Skyans, exactly.
想走到坠炉的位
To
置，
reach the spot he dived from, Ting had to pass through the charging area behind the furnaces.
这不是
This could
短
not
时
be
间内
achieved in a short amount of time.
也许
Perhaps
丁项目提早打开
Formanting opened the outer outlet shutter beforehand.
只是碰巧
And it was only a coincidence that old Chow and Awu didn't see him do it?
我留意
The outlet shutter was closed the whole time. Before the incident. I'm not lying.
I have no idea who killed this guy, by the way. It might have been, the guy down in the bottom right corner, but I don't know. I don't have a grasp on this one.
可能会漏看。
Even if old Chow and Wu possibly missed sighting him.
丁匠木经过加冷区时，
When Ting passed through the refilling area, he was bound to run into the furnace charger, old Li.
可老李却对他的出现
How do
毫
we
不知
explain
情
the fact that old Li was completely oblivious to Ting's appearance?
难道是五鬼搬运？
Or did the five ghosts transport him?
是不是
Did the shrine unleash its powers?
作祟的不是
Ghosts and
鬼神
gods are not at work here.
是
The will of a person is. Oh god, why does my ankle hurt so bad?
I've been having a lot of pain and I'm not loving
在
it.
丁匠木坠炉的现场，
Not a lot,
一定还
just
存在另一
so
个人。
annoying.
One other person must have been present at the scene of Formanting's falling incident.
当丁匠木以
Oh my god, look at that shadow.
是他
The
拉开了
moment
闸
Formanting leaned against the railing, that person pulled open the outlet shutter.
等一等，
Wait a second.
炉子的正面
With old
没有
Chow and
照到
Awu
我
watching in
看
front of the
对面
furnace
有
and
老
old
李
Li working in the back.
如果现场真
If
的
there
存在
really
另
was
一个
another
人
person present on
怎么
site,
可能不被人
how
看
could they
到？
possibly remain undetected?
只要利用这
By
件
using
证
this piece of evidence,
他就能
they would
巧
be
妙地
able
将
to
自己
conceal
隐
themselves
藏起来。
tactfully.
Ah, fuck, man. I don't know, but actually I should save now that we're a little bit further into it, just so we can skip the beginning. So. Could it be this?
帮助疑犯隐藏行踪的证据在此。
这如何能帮人隐藏行踪？
如果把，也许
For some reason I was like, does it make smoke?
只要
No.
利用这件证物，
Money? Yeah. My next thought was he was just bribing
是利用
people.
银元来隐藏行踪的。
I was like, okay. I thought my brain was like, he's probably bribing people, but what if there's just like a puff of smoke? You know, what if there was just steam? I don't know.
What? You're saying the suspect used silver coins to conceal his
难
tracks?
道沈先生的意思是？
Does Mr. Shen mean to say someone was blinded by money?
大人，
Your Honor, perhaps
也许
Mr. Shen is
先生
hinting
是在
that he
暗
needs some
示
extra support.
他还需要
倒不如说
Exactly, a
先
smoke
生
bomb.
是在暗示某些人没
More
人
like
不
Shen is
配合
hinting
呢
that some people don't cooperate without money.
沈先生。
Mr.
时
Shen,
间
time
紧
is of the
迫
essence.
还请
Please
说得更
speak
明
more clearly.
Ah, fuck. They just gave a thing. Fuck. Okay. Okay.
If that person wanted to conceal their tracks, all they had to do was utilize the ladle.
I got it. Shin is talking about a visual blind spot.
This so-called blind spot, does it refer to an area that cannot be seen?
Oh, come on! I hate this, because I thought they were talking about the specific ladle that he fell into. This is a completely different ladle. This feels like it's not on me. This feels like I'm being tricked. I'm being bamboozled. Unfair. Unfair.
Yes, this ladle is 2 meters tall and 1.5 meters in diameter. It would definitely block their vision. But my master and I were standing in different places when we were casting. One of us will always be looking at the other side. Oh Jia, where were you and Ah Wu standing during this test? What was your distance from the ladle? Usually I stand on the left side of the ladle and Ah Wu stands next to me. We're close to it. I've observed the two of you working from the metal casting platform. Both of you have blind spots when you're working, and your blind spots intersect each other. That is where the suspect hid themselves. But my master and I don't just stand there. When the ladle moves, we move along with it. Wouldn't we see them once we started walking? The reason why you would not be able to see the suspect is because... This is quite simple. By moving alongside the ladle, they could continuously stay in the blind spot. That's...
Oh god.
True. As long as they can't see the workers won't be able to see them.
The sinister smile.
Because the path of light is reversible.
Victim.
Interesting. If this was published in a novel or a column, I'm sure readers would be interested.
Yeah, no, this...
However, I'm afraid Mr. Detective forgot that Ting's falling caused an explosion. If there was another person on the platform at the time, how could they survive?
I cut her off in Mandarin, I think. Sorry, girl.
But there were no other casualties in the falling incident today.
How do you explain that?
I believe the suspect could have hid in here.
Ah, fuck. Okay. Is it just this passageway? Like that, if you're standing, you can't see me. If you were standing here for the lever, then you could stand here. If you could just like sprinted, you could maybe get over here. And I guess that would maybe protect you like quite a bit. Great, okay. Sorry, I'm just... Okay.
The passageway on the right side of Furnace 2 was not affected. They could hide there. But in behind the ladle, they were not far from the passageway when the explosion occurred. While Ting's appearance caught the attention of the workers, they hid inside the passageway. Sounds like the suspect not only knows steelmaking, but also knows people well.
Well, it still doesn't seem right. Well, if someone falls in, you're probably going to be like... If you see someone suddenly appear and then they start falling, you're probably going to look to them. Like, you don't need to know people. You just need to know that, like, the eye is drawn to movement.
But that still doesn't seem right. Ah Wu, what right do you have to interrupt their conversation? Ah Wu, what other problems are you aware of? I clearly saw Ting leaning on the railing. He toppled over because it suddenly disappeared. If the shrine didn't unleash its powers, how could the railing suddenly disappear?
Railings won't disappear into thin air, kiddo. Ghosts don't exist in this world either.
Oh, he's 17? Okay, never mind. I guess technically Kiddo's fine. She's 5 years older than him. I was gonna say, aren't you like 20? Who the fuck is this guy? There's another, we're in the trial and we haven't met a guy? Is that the killer? Damn, they're holding back.
But I saw it with my own eyes, I swear.
I'm also 100% sure that you saw things incorrectly. It's easy for people's memories to get confused when they're nervous or afraid.
Yeah, the human memory is notoriously not awesome. Hence why we don't tend to rely 100% on testimony, eyewitness testimony.
I didn't see incorrectly. Miss Wen, why are you so sure that Ah Wu was mistaken?
When I was taking photos yesterday evening, the railing was already missing. Old Lee, the furnace charger, was the only person on duty last night. He claims that he didn't install any railings. If you don't believe me, look at this photo.
Shen, there really is no railing above the ladle. But I saw him leaning against the railing. Stop sticking your neck out, you. Too much talk is always a loss. Mr. Shen, if there wasn't a railing above the ladle, that means that Ting stood there by himself. The workers are also absolutely certain that there wasn't anyone around him. Then how did he fall into the ladle?
That's why I said it was a suicide. However, combined with Mr. Detective's deduction, it's possible someone is helping him.
The disappearance of the railing and Ting's falling may be connected to this.
Could now be the time for this grayish white powder I keep talking about? I hope it is. I want to use whatever the fuck this is. Hell yeah.
This is the powder that Ah Fu found near the railings. This powder is actually grayish-white particles that have a lingering pungent smell. This is the residue of a burnt substance. We have only found it at the site of the incident. This indeed doesn't seem like something used in steelmaking. We believe that the suspect set up some kind of mechanism on the site that caused Ting's falling. I never thought that the story behind a falling incident could be so complicated.
A mechanism is quite newsworthy. So, what kind of mechanism was it exactly?
Well, we still need some time to investigate that.
Oh no! God. We need to get past the 10 p.m. sleepies.
I have seen a number of Western machines, strange and intricate things that left me in awe. If the mechanism you speak of can be restored, this whole incident will basically make sense.
I can't read tonight.
Ghosts and cogs were not at work here, but machinery caused it all. However, there is still one thing I can't understand. The series of plans was quite complicated and required the cooperation of Foreman Ting. Why would Foreman Ting be at the mercy of another?
What is I'm afraid he already? Wait, what the fuck did that mean? I just clicked it because I wanted to know what it meant. I don't actually know what it means, though.
I'm afraid that Foreman Ting, at the time, had already
died? Gotten, like, super drugged up? Given up? Come to harm. He'd already been hurt, yeah.
How is that so? Ah Wu claimed that he saw Foreman Ting leaning against the railings, staring directly downward. The railings were burning hot, but it did not matter to him because he could not feel it anymore. His eyes were not looking down, but instead closed. This also explains why Foreman Ting did not jump down, but instead dived forward. Therefore, I suspect this was a murder. Murder, then... Your Honor, we need to conduct another round of investigations. Oh my god. It's fine. Although we have a preliminary deduction of the suspect's MO, there are still many mysteries.
Like how the suspect left the scene.
As well as the suspect's identity and their motive. We have no clue at all at the moment. Ting is stubborn and has offended many people, but he is a diligent man who shouldn't have suffered such misfortune. Oh, at present the ironworks can't afford to be delayed any further.
Your Honor, the nature of a homicide is different. If the villain commits more crimes, the ironworks will lose even more. If there is no conclusion by tomorrow morning, you may draft an announcement to calm public opinion. Besides, I believe Mr. Detective will uncover the truth before tomorrow morning. Isn't that right, great detective?
沈某尽力。
I will do my best.
那就依文小姐的建议来吧。
Then let's act according to Miss Wen's suggestion.
先生，文小姐怎么又忽然帮我们说话了？
Shen, why is Miss Wen on our side all of a sudden?
她好像
She doesn't seem to mind that she lost you either.
I heard that, kiddo. Okay, I think you're only 2 years older. He's 15, right? 15, 19. He's 19. Yeah. Just 3. There's something really funny about calling someone that is 3 years older than you kiddo.
Who said this was a competition?
对文小姐来说，
The news should be more important to Miss Wen.
How about this? Following incident shrouded with mystery, detective tries to uncover conspiracy.
Oh, okay, that's the end of that conversation, I guess.
先生，我们接下来怎么办？
Alright, let's do a save. I'm sure it's saved for me, but let's just... One sec. Okay. Shen, what should we do next?
说坠炉事故
If
发生
Foreman Ting had already come to harm when the falling incident occurred,
说明平炉2层
that proves that the second floor furnace area is most likely not the primary case scene.
得想办法找到
We
第一
need to
现
think
场
of a way to find the primary crime scene.
Did I say case scene at first? That's not right. Did I really say case scene? Both say crime scene, so I don't know what the fuck I was doing.
These particles only appeared at the site of the incident, likely related to some mechanism. Afu, do you remember what it is? Not yet, but its smell is really familiar. I'll keep an eye out for it in the ironworks. Foreman Ting is really unpopular. Nobody likes him. It feels like everyone has a motive. Even if the suspect used the ladle to stay under cover and avoided the sight of Old Chow and Awu, how were they able to leave the scene completely undetected? After the incident, workers were fighting the fire in front of the furnace. They would have seen them if they walked out from the front. I believe their safest choice would be the elevator in the charging area behind the furnace. But old Lee said that he didn't see anyone, unless we need to reinvestigate the surroundings of the charging area. No body, no autopsy. There's no way to know what unforeseen mishap Foreman Ting ran into. Shen, how are we supposed to find the primary crime scene? We don't even know if he was already dead or in a state of unconsciousness before he fell. We need to broaden the scope of our investigation. Let's look into places Foreman Ting had been to before the incident. Okay. Maybe a slight break from speech. Okay, I don't want to talk to you right now. Sealing got cast from the molten seal in ladle number 2 after the incident. According to Afu, the remains of the deceased will not be within them. Certainly has been a week. It's been a long week. It's been a long 2 weeks. This is a desk that Supervisor Ho moved here temporarily. There's a headcloth on the desk. Supervisor Ho was using it to bag the money. There's an account book next to it. Let me take a look. Old Lee's wages were deducted a lot. The reason is because he skipped work multiple times. Ah Woo's wages were the second most deducted for being late. Old Chow's have also been deducted. These are circumstances worth keeping in mind. Okay. Shen, this door leads to the backyard. Let's head over there and take a look.
Dude, you wouldn't let me before.
These gunny sacks are filled with lime.
Okay.
How's the investigation going, you guys? We're still investigating, and there's some questions we want to ask you, Mr. Patrolman. However, we're short on time, so we hope that you can be straight with us. Where's this coming from? My headache is sometimes good and sometimes bad. Then, is it good or bad right now? With a murderous suspect on the loose in the ironworks, Mr. Lee is already troubled enough. Did Foreman Ting ever have a problem with anyone? There's quite a few. Let's count Ah Woo in first. Was it because Foreman Ting was strict and paid Ah Woo's wages late? Not entirely. Ting was stricter with Ah Woo more than he was with anyone else, so Ah Woo hated him. Foreman Ting came from the backwater countryside and was the youngest in his family. In the past 2 years, his family died of illness or old age. He was the last one left. He was also an old bachelor. There's no one to even handle his funeral affairs. Ah Woo was also born to a poor family. He is clever. Everyone knows Ting treated him like his son. Alas, it's regrettable that Ting was obsessed with steelmaking. He was not considerate at all.
That's some giant rope.
Obviously, he meant well, but sometimes his words sounded harsh and mean.
I mean, it's totally like a reasonable amount of rope for like an industrial setting. Just like, that's all I can think about right now, sorry.
That's why Ah Woo kicked over his shrine a while ago. So Foreman Ting was really quite alone. Sounds so pitiful. Other than Ah Woo, who else did our Foreman Ting have a dispute with? Old Lee is also quite stubborn, so these two stubborn old men often fight. Also, a while back, Foreman Ting even beat up that foreign boss from the laboratory.
I'm sorry, that what? The foreign boss? From the laboratory? This is the first we're hearing about a foreign boss or a laboratory.
Thanks to his bad temper, he lost his job in the lab and became a labor foreman here.
I'm sorry, I have so many questions. What do you mean? Oh, I'm just under...
I'm sure it's pig iron underneath this tarpaulin. Huh? This isn't pig iron. Shen, there are rubber blocks piled underneath here. What? A large quantity of rubber. Is there a need for rubber in the process of steelmaking? Not at all. These rubber blocks here belong to Mr. Lee. They're just temporarily stacked here.
What are they for?
Afu, under our feet. These are scraps of rubber. That means someone processed rubber blocks here.
Is someone putting fucking rubber in the iron? What the fuck is going on here? Afu's just eating it. You're right. So it sounds like possibly people are putting rubber in the iron to fuck it up? That's a wild guess. I don't know if that's true.
There's a uniform over here.
It looks really dirty and it's covered in rust.
Only a worker in the charging area could make their clothes this dirty. Sir, do you know whom this clothing belongs to? You can ask around and see which worker came by the warehouse today. Are you sure this uniform was discarded today? I just cleaned this place up with old Chow and the others last night before we got off work. This situation is worth recording.
Okay. A file, a screwdriver, a saw, a wrench. There are a lot of tools placed on top of this chest. Great.
Hold it right there, Mr. Shen. What's wrong, Mr. Patrolman? You can't go through. This elevator leads to the second floor. The conveyor door is locked. Even if you went up, you'd have to come back down.
Okay.
This monument was erected when Hanyang Ironworks was first put into operation. At the time, there were quite a few foreign engineers who came to work at the ironworks. Hanyang Ironworks Monument. In June 1894, the Hanyang Ironworks was officially put into operation and a monument was constructed for commemoration. Many skilled workers from overseas were introduced at the beginning of the establishment of the ironwork. To thank them for their remarkable contributions, the upper half of the monument was engraved with Hanyang in Pinyin and June in French. The pointed hammer and flat hammer at the center was the emblem of the Hanyang Ironworks. The lower half of the monument was engraved with an olive branch symbolizing peace and friendship. Unfortunately, destroyed by the flames of war, this monument is now lost. Okay. Wu, what are you doing here? Did you just say that the foreman was murdered? At present, it is highly likely that he was murdered. Mr. Shen, you'll believe what I say, right? Yes? I remembered something strange. My master doesn't let me say much, and I'm not sure if this is important or not. There's no one else here, Awu. Be at ease and tell us. This morning, I noticed that the crane hook was not stationed at its usual position. Where's the crane hook usually positioned? It's supposed to be between furnace number 1 and furnace number 2. But when I got there this morning, I saw the crane hook stationed in front of furnace number 2. Huh? Is it possible that someone used the crane hook during working hours? Not likely. No one would move the crane hook if we weren't casting ingots. So you suspect that someone used the crane hook last night? That's right. Thank you, Awu. This really helps with our investigation. Anyway, hurry up and find the murderer.
Okay. I'm so tired.
It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. This was the ladle the foreman fell into.
Okay.
Since there's no body to examine, Auntie Vu already left.
Girl, come back. We miss you. Ugh, but I would love some fresh air. The Ironworks has been losing money. We should probably talk to him, but I want to pop up first.
Oldly, the factory floor is already quite arid. Why is there tarpaulin covering the iron? They instructed us to do so. He was afraid the bulk material of the iron would end up
Getting mixed up. I read that wrong. Okay.
Oldly, there are still a few questions I would like to ask about this morning's incident.
Shen Chongping briefed Old Li on his recent analysis.
So you're saying Foreman Ting was murdered? It wasn't because he provoked that thing in the shrine? Of course, we went to the office and nothing happened. Old Li, between last night and this morning, have you noticed anything unusual? Or perhaps have you heard any strange noises? Nothing unusual or any strange noises. Were you working at the second floor furnace area all night? Yes, sometimes I take a break, but I never left. Not even for a second. You spent the whole night on the second floor and found nothing unusual. That conflicts with... Old Li, do you recognize this piece of clothing? Isn't this our uniform? What's wrong with it? We found this in the warehouse. Do you know who this belongs to, Old Li? I can't tell, but it definitely isn't mine. Huh? Shen, I don't think asking this is useful. Allow me to reconsider.
I don't know if we have it now. We might not have it now. Okay, maybe later. Sorry, I'm very tired.
Your Honor, there are a few questions about the shrine that I would like to ask you. There's no harm in asking. I heard that Mr. Deputy Administrator was the one who arranged the statue. Formanting repeatedly asked me to invite the gods in, and I couldn't argue with him. He was quite concerned about this, and even built the shrine himself. Who would know that after the gods were invited in, all these terrible things would happen? So Formanting built the shrine and the altar by himself.
Damn, I guess that maybe gets rid of my there were drugs in there.
Shen, we didn't check the altar beneath the shrine earlier. No matter, feel free to investigate it. As long as you can solve the case as soon as possible. Huh? Behind the altar is a secret compartment. Love a secret compartment. Okay. It's open.
Up!
Look, Shen.
No, that's so valid.
There's a lot of containers and reagents in the secret compartment. It appears this is the true secret of the shrine. There are 3 bottles placed on the shelf, one of which has been sealed at the mouth. There's a black mark on the partition board that feels hollow to the touch. It's the result of corrosion. I can't read the bottle clearly, so I'll open it. There's a gunpowder smell. I got it, Shen. This bottle contains concentrated nitric acid. The 2 pieces of steel or soaked in reagents seem to have been corroded. One of the labels says, sample made by pig iron burnt with coal from Westphalia. The other's label says, sample made by a mixture of Chinese coke breeze and anthracite. Afu tasting the chemicals. Yeah, back up, bestie. A crucible, iron frame, funnel, beaker, conical flask, dropper. These are all common appliances applications. Appliances used for chemical experiments that are placed on this shelf. Ammonia, sodium hydroxide. There are all kinds of reagents placed on this shelf.
He hasn't eaten all day, so I believe it.
I didn't expect there was a whole set of chemical appliances hidden within the shrine. So he was actually secretly conducting experiments instead of worshipping gods.
Honestly, real.
I never knew any of this. Mr. Deputy Administrator, would it be possible to ask you a few more questions? Has Mr. Deputy Administrator ever seen these chemical appliances in the shrine? I never knew that he was secretly conducting experiments. However, these appliances do look like the ones used in the laboratory in the backyard. Is it possible that Foreman Ting borrowed these from the laboratory? I can't be sure, but Foreman Ting used to be the assistant to Mr. Robinson, the chemist there. Later on, when we needed a foreman on the factory floor, Mr. Robinson recommended him. Is it not true that he's overqualified for the job as a foreman? It is indeed more laborious and dangerous to work on the factory floor than in a laboratory. However, he had great enthusiasm for steelmaking. I recall you once said that he had always been studying open-hearth steelmaking technology. Yes, he wanted to improve the formulation of steel to reduce cost and increase efficiency. The minerals obtained by our ironworks are mostly phosphate rocks left over by the Japanese. To produce good steel, we had to buy pricey phosphorus-free coke from the foreigners. Not only are production costs high, the quality has always been unstable. After we used open hearth process, the product quality has improved, but costs are still high. Ting suggested replacing foreign coke with a mixture of Xiang, Ping.
平香.
Pink Xiang. Got it.
Ting suggested replacing foreign coke with a mixture of Pingxiang coke, breeze, and anthracite. The steel would then be refined in the open hearth furnace as phosphorus is removed. The open hearth process uses the alkaline furnace, which is good at removing phosphorus. Nevertheless, this has nothing to do with the chemical appliances in the shrine. Okay. I heard from the workers that there was a problem with a batch of the products. Ooh, I'm gonna make toast after this. I can put jam on, honey on it. I have cinnamon and vanilla honey, but then I also have like elderberry lavender. I need to decide what to do with that elderberry lavender because I don't know. Sorry. Anyway, if anyone has any ideas for honey infused with lavender and elderberry, let me know, because I got a thing because it was like so good. It's like a little bit floral, and I don't know what to do with it other than maybe put it in some tea. Like, what do I do with all this honey? I mean, I want to eat it, but like, what do I eat it with? I guess I could eat it with, like, if you did like a little like fruit and cheese situation. People use honey for that. Put it on waffles. Cornmeal muffins. Oh, ooh. Options. I'll have to think about it. Both sound good, though. Anyway, I will make myself toast and honey later. Ting's method reduced costs by 1/3. We also did some tests on its mechanical properties. The results are good. Ooh, cake. Yes. Yes. Therefore, we trial-produced a batch of steel rails. Good quality and low price helped us get orders from many railways. But that's when things went wrong. Oh, indeed. The test report from London came back saying that there were quality problems with our products. Reports say the carbon content of the steel was too low to be durable. The phosphorus content was too high and has prospects of fragmentation.
Hell yeah, Ninji. Keep me updated. I'm so excited. One of the reasons I'm very excited for summer again is due to how long my commute is. I have not been able to bake at all. I think I may make focaccia tomorrow between doing taxes and 401k stuff. But, like, I miss just being able to have time to bake things. Even if I didn't do it often, like, I like doing it, so.
As a result, the construction company for the railways refused to accept our steel rails. The public also accused us of cutting corners on such important matters.
Ooh, an oxymoron cake. What's that? A dairy-free Tres Leches cake. I love that. That's so funny. Good luck.
I felt so ashamed. I'm sure Foreman Ting was also under a lot of stress, too. After that incident, Foreman Ting's condition hadn't been so good. So he was actually secretly conducting experiments instead of worshipping gods. Thank you, Mr. Deputy Administrator. Afu and I shall continue investigating following this clue.
Yeah, I have lactose intolerance, but it's not too bad, so I just deal with it. Lots of lactate pills. Disappearing railing. I know not everyone can do that. That's just what I personally do, even when it's a bad choice.
Shen, once I saw those rubber blocks, I understood everything.
Oh, it was rubber?
The pungent grayish-white powder we found on site was the residue from the burning of rubber.
Ew.
You mean to say that the murderer had set up a rubber rod there as a
I don't know if I buy this, guys. I don't know if I buy this.
The rubber I've seen in the past is soft and incapable of supporting the weight of a person. What we found in the warehouse was not just ordinary rubber, but vulcanized hard rubber. Ambient temperature, it can sustain a person's weight and won't easily become deformed. But once the outlet shutter is opened and the temperature close by rises. But once the outlet shutter is opened and the temperature close by rises rapidly, I still fucked it up. The rubber will then soften and deform, causing Foreman Ting to topple over. From a distance, it would seem like the railing had suddenly disappeared. It appears that the murderer is very familiar with what is stored inside the warehouse.
But, like, if it was melting, then why is there powder? I guess it melted and then burnt in the explosion? Is that what they're implying? Like, it was in the process of melting, but then burnt up? I guess that's possible because of how hot it was. Well, they're saying that it melted and deformed, so he fell over it because it softened. So all I can think is that it was softening, but when he fell in and there was a big explosion, it burnt it because everything was fire. Vulcanized, I don't think vulcanized rubber properly becomes liquid again. It gets soft until it catches. This is what they needed to give us all these little like notes they give us about things. They needed to give us one on vulcanized rubber. You know, like all these little fun little notes about like Sherlock Holmes and fingerprints and whatnot. Tell us about vulcanized rubber, because clearly we don't know shit.
Shen, I know the principle behind the shrine unleashing its powers.
Is it drugs?
Is it related to the chemical reagents inside the cabinet?
When it got knocked over, a bunch of drugs got mixed up, and now it's slowly killing him.
Exactly. The so-called powers of the shrine is actually...
Oh, shit. One of these.
Remember when Awu kicked the shrine? I bet he accidentally knocked over the concentrated nitric acid in the cabinet. That acid has a gunpowder smell. When it evaporates, it produces a yellowish white smoke.
Oh, right, he said there was a gunshot. Oh, and he got sick. Sorry, I don't remember stuff from last week.
If that is the case, then Awu fell ill because he inhaled acid. Yeah, nitric acid harms the respiratory tract. Awu was close by, he probably inhaled a lot. They are afraid of ghosts and don't know chemistry. It's easy for them to be superstitious.
Afu, be nice!
Afu, that was good deducing, and also a little mean. Classic me.
Okay. Afu right after accidentally snorting a line of coke. Hey Shen, something isn't right over here.
Appliances hidden in shrine. Apparently, worshipping the shrine behind closed doors was just a cover. Foreman Ting was actually conducting some kind of chemical experiment in secret. But there's a laboratory in the factory. Why didn't he go there to conduct experiments? Obviously, he did not want anyone to know. He must have had a reason. He was probably testing for this rubber.
Right? Okay. Sorry, now we're doing that thing where I wander around until I can figure out where we go next. I want to go to this other laboratory. It does not seem like I'm... Oh! I didn't hit the right button. LOL, my bad.
This laboratory is huge. Well, speak of the devil. I was just telling Mr. Robinson about you two detectives. There are a few questions we would like to ask Mr. Robinson. Of course, allow me to introduce you. This is Mr. Robinson, a chemist from England.
English accent time.
He is also the head of this laboratory. Mr. Robinson, this is Mr. Shen. Besides him is his assistant, Afu.
Ah, fuck. I was like, I've got to do an English accent. And as soon as this man showed up, my brain went, hello? I'm not? Uh-oh. Hold on. I need to, like, my brain is like, I need to have something to fiddle with. And all I've got are shaker charms. So, like, let's see how annoying that sound is on the mic. Actually, they're stuck. You can barely hear it.
Mr. Shen, I did hear thy deductions are marvelous.
Oh, no. Okay. This is gonna be a lot, isn't it?
This case is still under investigation, so your cooperation would be greatly appreciated. If it be true that there is aught, I can hope thee with prithee did let me knoweth. Mr. Robinson, I'm also really interested in chemistry. If there are some experiments that come to mind, can I borrow your laboratory table? Aye, I don't... What? Okay. There are several test tubes and a scale on the laboratory table. Let's... Look, Shen, it's a portrait of Zhang Zidong. I don't think I said that right. Mr. Zhang advocates education and industry. He's a person I admire greatly. Zhang Zidong, 1837 to 1909, was a representative figure of the Western affairs movement in the late Qing dynasty. He advocated Chinese traditional values for foundation Western ideology for practical use. Having experienced the Sino-French War, Sino, I can never remember, he was deeply aware of the importance of industrial development. In the spring of 1890, as the victory of Huguang, I don't know. He collected funds from various places. I'm so sorry, I don't want to check it right now, just so we can get through this part. After going through hardship, he was finally able to begin the construction of Hanyang Ironworks in 1891 and began officially producing iron from June 30th, 1894. With the most advanced technology in the world at the time, he produced the first furnace of molten steel in China. Cool. Desk. A stack of documents, a bottle of ink, and a quill pen are placed on the desk. Huh? This is a chemical test report for steel. Steel in this report is made by using coal from Westphalia. All indexes are up to standard. Steel in this report was made by a mixture of Chinese coke breeze and anthracite. What a shame, due to the high phosphorus content, fragmentation easily appears in the steel. Is this white guy fucking with the steel so they keep having to buy from foreign suppliers opposed to just Chinese ones? It seems that the choice of fuel really affects the quality of the steel. I think that's what's happening. A complete account of iron manufacture, electricity. The bookshelf is full of technical books. The remaining documents are all in foreign languages. Natural philosophy is the first book I read about the study of physics. Natural philosophy in the mid-19th century, the increasingly close cultural exchanges between China and foreign countries, as well as the influx of Western, missionaries brought modern scientific and technological knowledge into China. Natural philosophy, compiled by Englishman Benjamin Hobson, was regarded as an enlightening read for Chinese people on Western science and technology. Divided into 3 collections, natural philosophy touched upon physics, chemistry, astronomy, zoology, and other knowledge. Ideologist Wang Tao evaluated this composition, saying that a scholar who studies the phenomena of nature to acquire knowledge must start from here and set this as their standard. I'm unclear whether Robinson is just weird or if this is because his Mandarin is really stiff and formal. They don't explain. Yeah, either would make sense, I think, because I can totally see that being their way of, like, implying to an English audience that his Mandarin is just, like, real stilted and formal. There were some paper ashes in the brazier that seem to have been burned out. There are some paper ashes in the brazier that seem to have burned out not long ago. This brazier brings back some bad memories. Miss Wen, are you also here to investigate the laboratory?
I'm here for the photos. The camera was destroyed, but fortunately the film inside was untouched.
How? Congrats, girl, that's awesome, but also how?
Mr. Robinson from the laboratory helped me develop them.
What kind of photos did you take? Can we have a look?
I only took a few, and most of them are scenery shots. You can see them for yourself.
No, I was gonna say, aren't you supposed to develop photos in a darkroom? Like, this seems like it would fuck with them, but I guess I don't know about how photographs were developed in, 1900. But I feel like it should still be a darkroom? I don't know. Let's take a look at Miss Wen's photos. I don't know.
One moment, there are still a few questions that I would like to ask Miss Wen.
Thank you for knowing more about photography than me.
Ask away, great detective.
As you are writing a report on the ironworks, you must know its recent developments.
Well, of course. I am a senior reporter.
At 22? How?
It's really difficult for national enterprises like the Hanyang Ironworks to develop and grow. They need to buy foreign equipment. Even mineral resources are controlled by foreigners. At the market, foreigners control the right to build most railways in China. They're the ones who decide whose steel rails to buy and what the standards for testing are. Take the Shanghai Nanjing Railway, with a British chief engineer, for example. The agreement specifies that the British are in charge of purchasing... No, the agreement specifies that the British in charge of purchasing take a commission of 5%. Naturally, the British will choose to buy Western products to gain more profit. When they purchase steel rails, they would nitpick at Hanyang Ironworks products. Recently, the ironworks is more competitive, due to a new method that greatly reduces costs. However, rumors about bad quality of its steel rails have sent ironworks to rock bottom.
Huh. No wonder Deputy Administrator Lee seems so anxious.
That's why he hopes that my news report can help them restore their reputation.
Aw, rip share, that sucks. On the left is a photo of Hanyang Ironworks freight dock. In the middle is a photo of the molten steel basin. We've seen this before. This photo was taken in the office of the furnace factory floor. Not a great photo. The office in the photo looks different to what it's like now. I don't know how. Miss Wen, was this photo taken yesterday evening as well?
Yep, what about it?
This detail in the photo differs from how the office is now. That seems quite peculiar. Is it like... Shen, the blueprints on the wall changed. In the photo, a flowchart of the steelmaking process was placed above the map. But now it's a working drawing of the open hearth furnace. Furthermore, the map in the photo looks evidently more worn down. Who did it? Why would they suddenly make such a change?
When the incident occurred, I was in the office. The blueprints were switched out then.
Shen, do you think this could be related to Foreman Ting's death? It's hard to believe that there's no connection whatsoever between these two. Could it be that the suspect did it? We cannot rule out the possibility that Foreman Ting did this. Oh. He scared me. He fucking jump scared me.
Oh my god. Hi. Whoa. Jesus. Hey, bestie.
Was it necessary for Foreman Ting to replace the flowchart with a working drawing? Do not surprise me like that. Me too. Us and Shen are like, can you like knock it the fuck off? Get out of my head. Could you not avoid the subject? Answer me. Was it necessary for Foreman Ting to replace that flowchart with a working drawing? There was no need. Both furnaces are in operation. It didn't make any sense to hang the working drawing up again.
Foreman Ting had this seems like an unnecessary. Like, I feel like most of the time when other guy pops up, it feels more necessary. This definitely feels like a, hey, you're ignoring me. Hey, I want to talk now. Like, usually he pops up when we're in a trial and we are incredibly stressed, right? Like, we're at the very end, we can't figure something out, we're like, this is our last resort. This time it's literally just like, hey, pay attention. Literally poking you just to remind you I exist. Literally just like, excuse me. Excuse me. Foreman Ting had no reason to change the blueprints, nor did the other workers. Unless the suspect did it. Why'd I say it weird? Cat. Go on. Does the suspect have a valid reason to replace the blueprint? Probably to cover up traces, right? Was it to cover up traces on the wall? That's not right. The size and location of the blueprints have not changed. Oh. Then, I thought that maybe something could have been on it, but I guess, to cover up traces. No, if there's something on it, that'd be destroyed information, right? Yeah.
Clearly, there was some information on the paper that they did not want us to see.
It's probably the stuff that's burning in the brazier, right?
In order to destroy it, they switched out both of the blueprints.
Sorry, my brain was like, peel off this standee. And I did. And it was loud.
So, what kind of information was it? Nothing special about the two blueprints in the photo. No trace of handwriting either.
Oh my god, does this not fit? Oh, got it. Just tight.
No traces of handwriting on them either. Aside from its worn-out state, the map is the exact same as the map on the wall now. Which means...
Oh, that's not... I don't love this. This really makes... This indicates that the information was left alone. Okay, there we go.
The information could have only been left alone. After the photo was taken, new information appeared on the blueprints that were torn off. So, what's the new information?
Girl, I don't know.
There are too many possibilities. No, the suspect only has only one reason to hide evidence. The hidden evidence will reveal their crime. Rumors say Ting was killed by ghosts, but he was most likely murdered before falling into the ladle. That means that the new information that appeared on the blueprints was...
It could have been anything, but it's probably bloodstains.
It's most likely bloodstains. The suspect is trying to make people believe Ting was killed by ghosts. If a bloodstain is found on the factory floor, their schemes would be exposed.
This is like, okay. Don't get me wrong. I love Shen Chongping. This is like a lot of big assumptions. Like, we don't actually have any evidence that's like, yup, that would be bloodstains. We're just like, it has to be bloodstains. Like, you know what I mean? It's a little bit... It's fine.
Evidence.
Oh, you know what? Never mind. He's on my side. He gets it. He gets it. He gets it.
Give me evidence that supports your deduction. Evidence? What other evidence have I yet to consider? Evidence that could directly prove that the deceased was injured and bleeding is...
I got nothing. Oh, wait. Sorry, looking at a message. It could be the headcloth, right?
That's right, Foreman Ting abnormally wore a headcloth this morning. The headcloth may have been used to cover scars and bloodstains on his head. However, this is not enough to prove the hypothesis I just made. Yeah, it's not much at all. Unfortunately, the body has been destroyed. Otherwise, an autopsy would reveal everything. Even if it's just a hypothesis, at least it tells us that.
Okay, but yes to this.
The primary crime scene is likely the office. Oop.
Shen? It's been like 10 minutes, man. Are you alright? Did your headache act up again? Dude, don't call them headaches, call them migraines. People will leave you alone, and maybe you'll be able to sit in the dark. I mean, not everyone will leave you alone, but Afu might. Afu seems chill.
I'm fine. Just now, I have understood something. I went to my mind palace.
I fulfilled the stream title.
It is most likely that the office was the crime scene. The blueprints were switched out because blood splattered across them. Again, we have no idea. We have no idea. Like, this is such a large assumption. We truly don't know, bestie. Whoa, so that's what it was. No. Afu, hold on. Major pause. I don't want to give you a you guys suck at your job thing, but we gotta stop making these assumptions. However, this is just a hypothesis. We need to find a way to prove it. If blood splattered onto the blueprints, we should be able to find blood stains on the wall. But we didn't find anything at all, so it must have been wiped clean. If only we could find a way to test for it. If only there was a way to test for blood, guys. Guys, what if there was a way to test for blood? Wouldn't that be crazy if there was a way we could test for blood? Mr. Shen, what would you like to know? Mr. Ho, you seem to be quite familiar with Mr. Robinson. I speak a bit of Mr. Robinson's language, so sometimes I can help him with communications.
Wait, can we just speak English with him? We speak English. Like, let's just speak English if he's struggling with, I think Nikki said they speak Mandarin. If he's struggling, we should just speak to this man in English.
Mr. Robinson is a very interesting person. I really enjoy talking to him. How's Foreman Ting's relationship with Mr. Robinson? Foreman Ting used to be Mr. Robinson's assistant, but their relationship was never too close. You both have probably already heard about Foreman Ting beating up Mr. Robinson a while ago. What was the specific reason for that? Foreman Ting came to ask Mr. Robinson in private to help him test the steel made by his methods. Mr. Robinson agreed and ran tests over and over again, but the results were unsatisfactory. Foreman Ting was quite stubborn and insisted that Mr. Robinson was being half-hearted. Mr. Robinson only meant to help, so naturally he resented Foreman Ting's accusations. Mr. Robinson's words became quite harsh. Foreman Ting was so angry that he beat up Mr. Robinson. The matter was only resolved when Mr. Lee stepped in. After all, Foreman Ting was just too eager to achieve success. If it be true thither is aught I can hope thee with, prithee do let me know if...
Yeah, it doesn't... I don't know what accent this is exactly. I'm bad at accents.
Mr. Robinson, could I ask you to give us an introduction to the tasks of a chemist? To be able to smelt metals, 'tis behooveful to understandeth the composition of the minerals.
His voice will do whatever it does, and we will all live with this fact.
Ere deciding the ingredients, proportions, in which refining process to use it. Mr. Robinson is saying, before steel making, we need to know the composition of the minerals. Then we decide on the ingredients, proportions, and which refining process to use. He is responsible for running tests on the composition of various minerals through chemistry. So Mr. Robinson is also in charge of chemical testing for the quality of steel rails, right?
Maybe we don't want people to know we speak English.
We doth not haveth the arts to explore the caliber of steel rails. What Mr. Robinson means is to say that the Ironworks Laboratory does not have the credentials to run tests on steel rails.
Credentials?
Railway constructors, mainly foreign companies, have their own preferred testing institutions. The test reports issued by our ironworks are unable to get approved. Thee speaketh the truth, ho? If it be true, thither is all...
Okay, wait, already. You know what? And that would be valid.
I heard that he once served as your assistant. Why was he transferred to the factory floor? Ting wast very talented.
Wast? I don't know. Ting wast very talented. I don't know. That feels like I'm starting to go like different country entirely, right? Ting wast. You know? I don't know. Who gives a shit?
I applaud his contributions as mine aid. He did doth help me in many ways, and returneth I eke did it giveth him bounteous rewards. Co-equal so he did maketh an unforgivable misprison. He was a cut purse. He did steal my notes, which did hath a multitudinous data of the essence. He eke did steal laboratory instruments, then did return them next morn. O me the gods, doth he truly bethink yonder I would not find it out. Everything hither hath a fixed placement. I did knoweth of his trickery aforetime. Yeah, I need toast after this. I'm starving. It sounds like Foreman Ting just wanted to gain more knowledge. The lab hath its own rules. I doth not like people who doth not followeth the rules. I muse going worketh on the factory floor, whilst the superior answer for Ting.
Whew. No more questions, bestie.
Okay. A variety of reagents are displayed in this cabinet. Hydrochloric acid, nitric acid, sulfuric acid, ammonia, hydrogen peroxide. They really do have everything.
That's all you need, guys. Just those ones.
Afu, what kind of experiments are these reagents used for? They're mainly used to test the composition of minerals and steel, and that's all. That's all you can use ammonia for, fun fact. That's what it's usually used for. I see.
Oh! Whoa! Has this happened before? I already can't remember. Maybe it happened like once.
Shen, are you alright? I am fine. I just remembered a few unpleasant memories. The Mind Palace came back way too quick. I don't do chemicals. As long as you're fine. Shen, I just found a bottle of reagent that's quite rare. Perhaps it can be of use. I'm just gonna steal it. Shen, I've got an idea. In my father's notes, I once read about an ammonia powder that glows when it reacts with blood.
Hell yeah! Hell yeah! I never thought this laboratory would have it. Fuck yeah, guys. Fuck yeah.
See this one? The scientific name for it is 3-aminophthalhydrazide. I can try to prepare a blood detection reagent. That would be wonderful. Let's go borrow Mr. Robinson's laboratory table.
Let me do it. Let me do it. Let me do science.
It's time to prepare the blood detection reagent. I'm gonna keep calling it that. Remember, left for items, right for weights. I just need to follow my father's notes step by step. I'm sure it will be made perfectly.
I don't. Wait, did you say left for items, right for weights? We'll find out. Okay. Luminol. Whoa! Okay, 2G. Did it say 2? 0.2. Luminol moment. H2O. 90 milliliters. Maybe we do that at the end. Yeah, okay, 1, 2. Why would you do it in this? Oh god, whatever. NA. And that's 6 grams. $90 milliliters. Ah! Okay, H2O. Oh, hold on. I need to think. Never mind, I don't need to think. This was actually one of the easiest. Really? Oh, I have to pour it back in. Okay, got it. Sorry. I was just gonna pour them both in individually because, like, that's how math works, but it's fine. Oh, I did. I'm sorry. I clicked the one that looked like it was full, not the... I'm fucking this up real bad. I'm sorry, guys. I know what I'm doing, I just can't read. H2O2 is gonna be 40... Oh. Wait, I forget how to do. Don't worry about it. You have a point, but don't worry about it. Okay, there we go. Classic me. The blood detection reagent is all done after fucking up like 6 times. We did it! The oxidation reaction between the reagent prepared by Afu and the iron and the hemoglobin will produce a glow.
Excellent. Let us go to the office for verification.
I love how they're just like, yes, it's the reagent for blah blah blah. Shen is disassociating. Shen's having a fucking day. I think we need to give him a break. Shen deserves a nap. I don't think Shen's sleeping enough.
Mr. Deputy Administrator, we suspect that the office was the scene of the crime. We need to detect blood. Shall we close the door and windows and turn off all the lights?
There are no windows. Also, we're going to be playing this game for a long time, much longer than I thought, because we're still not done with Chapter 3. We're not going to be able to probably finish it tonight. And there's 6 to 7 chapters. It looks like maybe Chapter 6 is split in 2. So, we're not even halfway through. This one's a long one.
As long as it contributes to uncovering the truth, do whatever is convenient for you two.
We're going to make shit glow. Afu sprayed the blood detection reagent throughout the room. Hell yeah!
Look, Shen, it's blood. Blood on the walls and on the floor. Is everything that's glowing a blood stain? It appears that we need to reinvestigate this room.
Crime scene investigation.
The bloodstains on the wall are mainly cast-off pattern bloodstains with a wide range. Preliminary judgment, the murder weapon was not a knife, but a blunt object instead. Could the murder weapon be something inside this room? If it's an object in this room, the murderer probably committed a crime of passion.
They try to start playing outside and everything just starts glowing. Afu sprays it on some iron because he's like, what would happen if I spray it on iron? And then he's like, oh. Like he sprays it on an ingot just to double check. And he's just like, oh, well.
Shen, these two bloodstains look really strange.
This one looks like a symbol drawn in the bloodstain on the floor. Oh my god, fucking classic, right? Classic?
The other one looks like a stamp. It feels somewhat familiar. Something that could leave such a large bloodstain should be the murder weapon, right? That's highly possible. Fu, this trace is very important and needs to be specifically recorded.
No problem.
The wall with the blueprints has cast-off bloodstains as expected. The cast-off range is quite wide, so the murder weapon seems to be something that is very long. I'll take down the map and paste it back on later. The bloodstains on the wall stop when it reaches the map. The murderer really switched out the blueprints to hide the bloodstains. Shen's deduction is incredible. There are 2 long cast-off pattern bloodstains on the board of name badges. The cast-off range is wider than any of the cases I have seen before. Shen, the name badges are blocking the bloodstains. Shall I take them down and test them? Sure, but keep a record of the hanging positions of each name badge. Understood. The hanging positions could also be clues. I've already tested all the name badges and there weren't any reactions to blood. The bloodstains on the copper board are continuous and unobscured. Shen, does this mean that the crime took place before the workers started work? You are correct.
Okay.
There's a blurry bloodstain on the floor with uneven thickness. This is a swipe pattern bloodstain left by the murderer when they cleaned up the crime scene. You see, those parallel lines at the edges are swipe marks. Scattered spots surrounding the blurry bloodstain that seem to be projected bloodstains. This is the result of blood colliding and splattering all around. Such traces often appear at the scene where the victim is repeatedly hit by a blunt instrument. A blurry bloodstain on the floor. Up. Shen, I have a bold hypothesis. Go on. My instinct tells me that the murder weapon was the statue of Ganjiang and Moye. The weight is appropriate, but the shape seems to be a bit short. You can try to test it. Off we examine the shrine and the statue closely. There's no luminous reaction at all. I guess it wasn't the statue. If only my instincts were as sharp as Shen's. I do not rely on my instincts to solve cases, though. No, they really are. They're like, all the other games we've played, there's been like not even necessarily animosity necessarily, but like there's been like, you know, a banter goofs and gaffs. Like Phoenix and Maya got goofs together. These two are just like nice to each other. They just like respect each other a lot and are very kind in comparison. Not to say like any of them are outright mean, but you know what? Shen himself is a nicer character. Tyrion is a nice character, but him and Celeste kind of like vent at each other, and and Celeste gets like a little bit like, not in a mean way, but they have a banter. They have a banter. And yeah, they're both very polite, but also like a lot of the protagonists of these games we've played are kind of like, at least internally, a little bitchy. Like the professor isn't, but like that's not so much a murder game. If you think Ace Attorney, Investigations, even AA4, Versus, because we got Phoenix again, Aviary Attorney, like, they can be kind of mean in their head, which is fun. Even Nancy gets judgy. Judgy girl. They don't do that as much, so they're just kind of nice. it's switching it up. Yeah, exactly. Shen's headmate has all the bitchiness, so Shen himself is just nice. It's true. That is a good point. I guess Catriel and Ernest are, like, nice, but, like, I don't know. I feel like I feel like Cat can still be kind of blunt. Yeah, the Mystery Room bitchiness is off the chart. I was just thinking that. I was like, Al Fendi, no shot. It doesn't matter which personality is currently at the forefront. Both of them are gonna bitch you out. One of them is just gonna do it they're just gonna do it in different ways. They're just gonna do it in slightly different tones of voice and with a different hairstyle. I've already tested every object on the desk and there weren't any reactions to blood. Okay, what am I supposed to be clicking? I don't know. Maybe this one up here? No. There wasn't any reaction to blood on this clock, which means it's not the murder weapon. Okay, sorry, I'm trying to figure out what I missed. I'm gonna take it over here. Jen, do you think the steel rail sample on the display shelf could be the murder weapon? You might as well try testing it. I'm afraid I can't. Wait, that's a good point! What's the matter? If the reagent is applied to the steel rail, the results might be inaccurate. Because it's made of iron. So we're kind of fucked, I don't know. Okay, let's look at some facts and notes, folks. Some knowledge. Swipe pattern bloodstains are the bloodstains left upon the contact area from a moving source through collision or friction. Generally irregular in shape, they can be identified through demarcation. They're lucky the murder happened in the one room with drywall. Projected bloodstains are bloodstain patterns that are created when some form of energy has been transferred to a blood source through impact or force, resulting in blood splatters that fall upon surrounding surfaces. Generally categorized as impact splatters, splash pattern bloodstains, back spatters, and expirated blood. Luminol reaction! Woo!
Woo! Luminol is a chemical reagent that was first synthesized in 1853 and emits blue light when oxidized. Due to the bivalent iron in blood acting as a catalyst for this reaction, forensic science began using it in the 1930s to detect blood traces at crime scenes. The luminol reaction is highly sensitive, capable of detecting blood stains that have been wiped away or are very old. In the story, the use of luminol by Afu to detect blood is a fictional element. They're like, this is fiction, don't use this in real life. This section is the way Afu, don't listen to Afu. It's real, but don't listen to Afu. The existing evidence is enough for me to sort out some doubts. Hey. You okay? Yeah. Can you take medicine again? It's been a few hours since dinner.
No, because I said it's not till midnight, but it doesn't really
Oof. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Just seeing what I gotta do. Don't mind me. Maybe we need to go up to the second floor. Oh, right. He spent the whole night with this on the second floor and found nothing unusual. That conflicts with... I mean, it might conflict with this, right? Someone used it last night. Would he have heard it?
The movements of the crane hook are exceedingly noisy. If you were really here all night, how could you have not known that someone used the crane hook last night? Unless you were the person who moved the crane hook. It wasn't me. Last night, I did in fact leave the floor furnace for area.
I read that wrong.
Where did you go? I stayed up past midnight. I was very hungry and I went to the dock to have a midnight snack.
No way. If you left, it was looking after the furnace.
The furnace could be unattended for an hour after materials are shoveled in. Patrolman Koo can prove it. Whenever I'm on duty, we go to the dock together around that time. I swear I'm not lying.
We'll trust your words for now. Is there anything else you're hiding from us? They go to the dock together for an hour at, like, midnight? Interesting.
No. Oddly, have you ever opened the conveyor door after the incident? Well, that's...
If you keep fumbling, it'll just increase our suspicions.
Well... Fine then. After the incident, I did open the conveyor door without permission. The fire was so intense, it's only natural that I fear death.
Well, Lee, it's only human nature to flee for your life, but why did you keep this a secret earlier?
There are rules of operation that require workers to put out the fires as a priority. I didn't have the guts to stay, but I was also afraid they would cut my pay. I have a family to support, so many mouths to feed. Be it easy, Lee. We just want to uncover the truth. We do not intend to cause you any trouble. Yeah, thanks a lot.
Okay.
Old Lee, did you lock the conveyor door at a later time? Yes, it's embarrassing to admit. Are you the only person who holds the key to the conveyor door? I'm the only person on the factory floor that has the key. We would like to try and take the elevator. Please open the doors for us. Will do.
He opened the door. Drink.
How did you two come out from there? We're investigating every nook and cranny. Whoa!
Folks, a nook and cranny mention. Unheard of.
We're investigating every nook and cranny that seems suspicious.
Wow. Yeah, nooks and crannies, you say?
When the incident occurred, were you in this warehouse? Did you see anyone get off the elevator?
Oh, really? Wait, we have to check that at the end of stream. We're gonna be finishing up in a minute, so we should check that.
I don't know. I was in front of the office doors at the time. Is this warehouse usually locked?
Oh shit, I have to pack Etsy orders real quick.
Does anyone stand guard? The warehouse usually isn't locked or guarded since there's nothing important getting there.
So I'm gonna do the Etsy orders, make myself some toast, go to bed.
Old Lee claims that whenever he's on duty, he goes to the dock with you to eat midnight snacks. You know about that already? Was that the case last night? We were just taking a little break.
Okay, no more questions. Because I have to do those orders, I think that this might be a good place to stop. So, we're gonna do that. We did not finish a case today, which is upsetting, but it is what it is. Homepage. Oh my god! When we are developing the game, we have learned from a number of excellent works, including game Ace Attorney series. That's so sweet. Aw. Game Diamond and the Sound of a Gunshot. Novel Alibi Breaker by Shiichiro Oyama. Novel Locked Room Collector by Shiichiro Oyama. God. Novel Danganronpa Kirigiri by Takakuni Kitayama. Novel The Villa Lilac Case by Ayukawa Tetsuya. I'm so sorry I'm saying all these so horribly wrong. Comic The Kindaichi Case Files by Seimaru Amagi. Video When Isaac Newton Became a Detective by Miu Shinshuimi. Ooh, I said that wrong. We pay our highest tribute to these works and their creators. If you are interested in murders on the Yangtze River, we would highly recommend you to enjoy the above mentioned works. I love that. I think that's really nice. I think that's sweet to be like, these were the ones that really inspired us. Very cool. Okay, thank you all for coming. I hope you have, yeah, I think that rolls. I hope you have a good weekend. Drink some water, get some rest. I took a 2-hour nap today, and I hope that much rest for you as well. I know it's only 2 hours, but I needed it real bad. On Monday, we'll be back to AI, the Somnium Files, the Nirvana Institute. There's no the there. AI, the Somnium Files, Nirvana Initiative. I keep saying Institute, it's still not Institute. It's never been Institute. We will finish that game, but here's the thing. It's slow so far. I know 3 people are dead. Somehow it's slow. Somehow it's slow. How do I feel like it's slow when 3 people have been sliced in half? I don't know. Then we won't talk. We have to finish the game so I can find out what this new game is. Great. Yeah, I'll see you next Friday. For now, I'm assuming we're just going to be playing this game because Ronnie's very busy, but things might change. I also did want to note that over the summer, I might do additional random streams for productivity because I'll only be working 3 days a week, and I've arranged my schedule a little bit, so I might do productivity streams like I used to, just to try to get a lot of writing done. But in the fall, I know this is thinking so far ahead. Basically, for the next year, my schedule is going to change a lot because classes are going to change. So, you know, etc., etc. But I just wanted to put that out there now before I forget. Anyway, I'm going to go. Thank you all for coming. Have a great weekend. I'll see you Monday. I'll see you Friday. I'll see you whenever. I'll see you whenever. Ninji, I'm dying. But I did finish a bunch of assignments and presentations this week. So even though I've got finals coming up, I believe I have 5 to 6 weeks left. I think it's actually 5, but I'm not entirely sure, frankly. Although I have finals upcoming, I do think that these past 2 weeks were going to be 2 of my hardest weeks for this semester. So hopefully things cool down a little bit, because anyone who has like spoken to me off stream knows that things have been very bad. Things have been bad. But yeah, thank you all for coming. I may or may not be posting new Layton merch. I don't know. I'm trying to decide if I want to do it or if I want to save them for conventions, but maybe keep an eye out for some cute little magnets. I don't know. Anyway, I'll talk to you all later. Have a good night. Goodbye.